Yesterday we posted a video here on XDA TV where we took a trip into my local town, Salisbury, and spoke to a bunch of regular phone users, and we're going to stay in keeping with that. I've got my friend Joe here. We're going to be talking to a regular user of a mobile phone about his impression of the Sense UI, how you feel about it, how he uses his phone, and yeah, how he feels mobile phones should progress. What mobile phone do you currently use?
I am using the HTC Sensation.
And how long ago did you get that?
God, back in January I got it.
What did you use before that?
The Hero.
The
HTC Hero. We've got it here
Hero.
with us. Yeah.
And that ran Sense
as well.
2.0.
That was on Froyo, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what's your experience of moving from this phone to your new one?
Well, when I used the Hero, I was actually quite impressed with it. I thought it ran quite well. Can't talk properly. I thought it ran quite well, and I thought it was fairly quick for what it was. I mean, I have to understand, I've got a couple of my older phones here with me just for a good laugh. You can see where I come from. I started with that there.
It's so out of focus.
V220, yeah, it's not very good, is it? And as you can see, it's not in very good condition. We're missing the battery cover and everything.
We used to play football with that phone.
We did indeed, yeah. Outside school, it was brilliant. And then I moved to something slightly more impressive with that one, and it's missing the front of it. So, you have to understand, when I moved to this one, the Hero, I was quite impressed, because I'd gone from using these two rather unimpressive, pretty standard phones, and I only got this one a couple of years ago as well, when it was, I guess, in a developing lifetime, reaching the end of its life. I thought it was brilliant. It ran very well, very few glitches. I had a problem. I had to send it back because the screen stopped working in the bottom lower half. I don't know if anyone else had the same problem, but it was
I think that was a common problem.
About there down, it stopped responding full stop. But HTC were very good. They took it away, fixed it for free and everything, and it was about 2 years old at the time. So that phone I thought ran brilliantly. I thought Sense worked very well. It was very intuitive. You could get around it quite easily.
Yeah.
And I loved the whole of the screen being customizable. I thought that was excellent. And then moving to the Sensation. The reason I got the Sensation was I was looking to upgrade my plan, get a better phone, get better this, better that, and the Sensation ran Sense, and I thought, brilliant, I'll get another phone with Sense.
You were hoping to have exactly the same
experience? I was hoping to have the same experience, yes, yeah. But obviously since buying the Hero and then buying the Sensation, there'd been big changes, and they're now trying to do too much within the UI, and it's just not working.
Well, I think when I first saw your Hero, I wasn't even a journalist back then. We were camping in Wales, and I saw your phone.
God,
I was
was
like,
it that long ago?
Yeah, it was that long ago. I saw your phone, and I was like, well, that looks really cool. And you showed it to us, and you were telling us about Android, and I didn't even know what it was at the time. I don't think many people did. And I just figured that that's how Android looked. And I think that's the same for a lot of people. When you ask them what they think Android looks like, they tend to reference Sense. But that was back when Sense was good, it was fast. I mean, the Hero runs, what, a 1 gigahertz processor, I think? I'm not too sure of the specs, but back then it was, it was pretty quick for what it is, but now it's slow. But at least it ran, it still runs quicker than your Sensation does. Oh yeah. Because HTC have taken an operating system customization that's pretty over-convoluted as it is, and put it on top of an over-convoluted operating system, and it's just got slower and slower. Yeah. When you build and build on something that's over-convoluted, it gets worse and worse. The same whenever I'm coding a website. I have code that works, but then I have a problem, so I build upon that problem, and I just get tons and tons of code that doesn't do anything.
All goes wrong.
And it all goes wrong, and you slowly, progressively get something that goes slower and doesn't work very well, and you need to go back to square one and build up again. And I'm hoping with Ice Cream Sandwich that's what they've done. And if they haven't, I don't think there's any hope for Sense.
Yeah, I don't know what the news on Ice Cream Sandwich for HTC Sensations at the moment is. But ideally I'd like something that, like you said, takes it right back to basics, begins again and works quickly. I recently had an update. I just found out what number it was. I know you're all into your numbers.
We're all into our numbers here. We love our numbers.
Exactly. I have no idea what they mean. It just spouts off a load of information at me.
Yeah.
Seeing it's working so bloody slow. You can see all I'm trying to do is get to the bloody settings, and it's taking forever.
I mean, this phone is meant to have a dual-core processor, and it runs slower than your Hero does, which is something that shouldn't happen. I mean, this phone is is not even a month old, or more, just more than a month old now.
Here you are. I just recently had an update come through for Android version 2.3.4, and that's
so you're still on Gingerbread then?
Yeah. But that has completely screwed it up. Since then, the autocorrect on the text is intermittent. It doesn't work, and then it does, and it doesn't. From word to word, it can change whether it wants to work. Since then, as well, trying to lock the screen, it takes 3-4 attempts just to lock the screen without it popping back up again. When I unlock it from time to time, it will unlock with the screenshot enabled. So when you hit the home button, it'll take a screenshot. It's ridiculous. Whereas normally you have to hold the lock button down and press the home button at the same time. This is just happening when you press the home button. So every time you unlock it and then you try to press the home button, it just takes a screenshot.
So what do you actually use your phone for then?
I literally, I work as a CAD designer. I literally just use it for contact. I use it for phoning, texting, a bit of internet browsing, but no more than that. I literally just want a phone that will do the job of a phone. I'm not looking for development, I'm not looking for this, I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for something that's going to run smoothly and quickly without fault, and this one is...
Sense isn't that for you, is it?
Not anymore, no. Like I said, on the old Hero it used to be, it used to run brilliantly. I could text all the time, I could do everything without problem. Until this screen thing came through, I must have had it for at least 18 months when the screen started playing up, and yeah, I loved it. That's why I went on to the Sensation even, and severe disappointment.
So how long does your battery usually last for?
On the Sensation?
Yeah.
I'll be lucky if I can make it to the end of the day without it going into the yellow warning.
And you make a lot of calls, don't you? And I remember you telling me that it's calls that run down your battery.
It is calls. I mean, I spend, I probably spend about 2 to 3 hours of the day on the phone. On a busy day, I'll spend 2 to 3 hours on the phone in a day, and it's gone. And the primary object of a phone is to make phone calls. Yeah. And if that's killing the battery, it renders the phone useless. It's
killing the battery more than your 3G data is, and I know that a lot of people find that 3G data kills their battery a lot.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
For you, it's the other way round. Mm-hmm. Which goes to prove the fact that Sense really is going downhill. Yeah. And I like the idea of Sense. A lot of people are probably going to comment on this video that they're going to spout out unconstructive criticism because that's what they do. Like, Sense is the best. What you chatting about? But the fact is that I love Sense. I think a lot of people do. They love the idea of it. Yeah. But what it's become is what I don't like. It's now very slow, very buggy, as you've experienced, very bloated operating system now, and it's actually not acceptable with what is now needed in a phone. You're a businessman. You need to be able to have something that works easily, that works quick, and you don't have that. Yeah, I mean, I have a look through the market from time to time to see if there's anything out there, and there is lots out there that I would love to have on my phone. For example, I use AutoCAD for work, and I can find applications out there that would allow me to view AutoCAD files on my phone, but I would dare not download them because they would block it up so much. Even just having the app on there I reckon it would... I don't want to download things onto the phone anymore. I don't want to use it for this customization, this development and things like that, because I just think it's going to kill it. Yeah. It's a risk. I don't want to risk losing it because, like I said, it's a lifeline. I do need it. I need it for work. I need it for contact. And I mean, you say that you don't want to install any more bloatware on it or anything that might slow it down because it already has stuff on it that's slowing it down. So if you could make any improvement to your phone, what would it be? Like, as a daily driver that would help you in your everyday life, what would it be?
It would be to simplify it. I mean, I've seen yourself using the Windows 7. I always had read reviews ages ago of earlier Windows mobile operating systems, and I always heard a bad review. Yeah. I heard poor menus, poor this, poor that, and so I steered clear of Windows phones for a long time. Having seen you now use it, it's a very basic, very simple user interface. The one you've got was only a single processor.
Yeah, it's limited to a single processor, so manufacturers can't physically make a larger processor for it, which is brilliant.
But it runs beautifully smoothly, very quick, battery life is brilliant.
And it's never slowed down on me, ever.
Exactly. So I think if they can take Sense to that point, where it runs that smoothly, that simply, it's just there's too much complexity within it. Yeah. They're trying to do too much. They're, animations for this, animation for that, you flick it there, flick it there. It's too much. You just want it to be simple,
And your phone isn't the only one that I've experienced this with. I had an HTC Flyer, and that was exactly the same. That's a 1.5 gigahertz processor, and it ran a Sense iteration, and it was slow, really slow for something that should be running it better.
Yeah.
And it's ideally not acceptable. You know, if you're going to be marketing these phones and you're interested in being quite an important player in the manufacturer game, shall we say, then Sense really is letting HTC down.
For sure, yeah, definitely. It is not what I expected.
So thank you very much for coming along today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for being on the show. I think that the main message we should all take away from this is that I know HTC listens or watches this this show, so if there's anything you'd like to say to HTC specifically.
Yeah, the basic message I want to get across is fix my phone.
Yeah.
Make it usable again, because it is shocking. It really is.
And it's a brand new phone. It's not like it's an old one. It's a month old and it's terrible.
Yeah, it is awful. I just can't get on with it anymore. I've had serious consideration of dropping back not only to the Hero, but dropping way back to one of the original crap pieces I've got that have been crushed, and
like this,
like that. Yeah.
So you've considered using this over your new
over
Sensation.
A Sense, yeah, the phone that got crushed against the side of a lorry.
That says a lot. That says a lot. So HTC, you need to fix this. I mean, there's no joking about it. It's gotten to a point that's ridiculous now, and it's not acceptable. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does. Yep. This has been XDA TV. Thank you very much for watching. Record on there. Hit record on there. Okay.
Yay.
Say stuff in the normal voice that you would.
Hello, how are you doing? I like bananas. Isn't it fun? Yay!